Hi, it's Pip here from queenpipcards.com. Welcome to my October quick tip video. Today I am showing you how I made these cards. We're just going to run through them because they're pretty easy, self-explanatory cards. These are 3 of the cards that I made at my recent craft retreat for the ladies, and I've put off showing them to you until today because I did promise them that they'd get first stab at it. So these are the cards that we're going to talk through. They all use the beautiful new Christmas Magic stamp set that's in the Autumn Winter catalogue, and they have these beautiful traditional images on them of the train, toy train and the snowman and the little North Pole sign. I thought was gorgeous. It also has some really nice sentiments on it. It comes in red rubber, so you mount these on your clear mount blocks, or you can get them in the wood mount so you have them permanently mounted. So that's the stamp set. So if we take this one to start off with, here what I did was I stamped the back of the card base in the same ink colour as the card. So this is garden green, and I stamped the bell all over in garden green across the base, and that just gives me a nice tone on tone background effect to the card. I then stamped with black stays on onto gold foil, if you can see that. So this is gold foil. It's a shiny, sorry. So it is really shiny, and that's stamped with black stays on so that it'll dry onto the gold foil, and then I hand cut that out. And it sounds fussy, but actually it's a really simple, it's just a circle with a few bits here, so it's quite simple to cut that out. And then I made this banner piece, and underneath here, I'll zoom in a bit so you can see, this is actually a piece of designer series paper, and it's from the speciality paper called This Christmas. And you may not really, you can't really see on the pictures in the catalogue why it's a speciality paper, but basically you get the same as always. You get 6 designs, but this time you get four sheets of each. And the reason why you get 4 sheets is because it's incredibly thin. It's so much thinner than our normal designer series paper, so you could use it as wrapping paper. It's like a good quality wrapping paper in weight. So, and I just love the design. So this is this side, okay, which are all the little bit more detailed designs. That one's really nice. And then on the other side, as always, you get the other design. So this is lovely. This sheet music can be used for lots of different things. And then you've got some of these more plain colours. So I had my retreat colours as garden green, cherry cobbler and berry vanilla. But then I thought, actually, when I stamped the snowman out, really he's a snowman, he needs to be on white cardstock. But the good thing with this pack is it has these solid ones in which don't have any vanilla in them, so I thought actually I could get away with putting in some Whisper white cardstock and having some white as well, because I do think that although you can stamp them onto very vanilla, I think they look nicer on the white. And so this Whisper white piece here, this is 9.5 by 13.9, so it's just my standard matte and layering. I've just taken the layer out because I wanted to see the stamping. And then this piece here is 3 centimetres, and this middle piece here, this white piece on top, is 2.5 centimetres. And that just feels, it gives you enough to use this nice sentiment, again in garden green. And then these 3 pieces here, or 5 pieces here, these 3 colours. This is from the new twine pack in the Christmas catalogue. Oh, I'm just going to open this. So you get cherry cobbler, garden green and a lovely gold, and it's a really nice gold that you can twist and tie into bows. And all I did there was I just wrapped little strips around with some fast fuse on the back so I could, you know, get them nice and tight, and just made it so it looks a bit like a braided piece of material, I guess, or some kind of thicker ribbon across there. So that's what I did there. Stamped the images of the trees 3 times, bit of soft suede with a blender pen or an aqua painter. As long as you don't get it too wet, that's great. You can colour those in really simply. And then all the snowman needs is a little bit of cherry cobbler, a bit of garden green for his holly, and I used Delightful Dijon for his nose. So that was him, and that's the trick that I used there. And then this one, I decided I would do a different sort of letterbox kind of look to this card. So again, my standard mats and layers. Again, this is just an A4 cut in half, and then this is my 14.4 by 10 for the garden green base, and I wanted to leave it kind of plain because I was going to zhuzhy up the front piece. And this front piece here is 8 centimeters that way, and it's a matte size. If you can see, it's just got these little edges here, so that's 13.9 this way and 8 that way. Now you're going to ask me what size these are. Basically on the trimmer, they're just the smidge between the cutting mat and the edge of the cutting mat. So between the cutting line and the edge of the cutting mat, I don't know, it's probably half a centimetre, but I didn't measure it. I just cut them really small and popped them in there. So again, exactly the same width, 13.9. 2 of those with a bit of, this is the normal baker's twine that we've had before. This is the cherry cobbler one. And I just popped the Merriest Wishes on there. More trees, and then again I just did the North Pole, and again this is soft suede, just for the wood on the North Pole, which I thought was quite cute. So that's that one. And then finally I went to town a bit with my train. I do like a bit of colouring. Again, garden green A4 base, really simple. And actually this is again just a normal mat for the Whisper White, so that's 13.9 by 9.5, leaving an extra, leaving the normal bit where you would layer that up. And I thought actually I like the look of it with a nice big solid green border around it. Stamped my train, stamped the little Sending a Little Christmas Magic Your Way, and then I used the circle framelets to just cut those out, giving a nice border and a nice cherry cobbler border. And then these banners are they're 9.5, and both of them are, all 3 of them are 3 centimeters in width, and I just punched it through with the triple banner punch just to do my banner edges, and then I just sort of offset them, stuck them down, double bow in the baker's twine again, and popped the whole thing up on a bit of dimension, but a few dimensionals. And this here, this is actually Island Indigo. It doesn't look like Island Indigo, it looks quite a lighter version of it, but that's because I've used the blender pen with it. Again, Delightful Dijon, cherry cobbler, garden green, also it all kind of matches in, and a bit of smoky slate for the smoke coming out and on the chimney there. And I mean, you could go to town, you could do every single piece in a different colour. That's quite colourful, and it means that each one can be slightly different but unique, and it's very therapeutic. So in case you've been wondering while I've been going through the cards, what does she mean by using the blender pen to colour in the elements, I thought I would give you a quick demonstration. So these are the colours, cherry cobbler, garden green, Delightful Dijon, that I've used. I'm just going to do the North Pole, and I've pre-stamped the North Pole out in basic black archival, and I use archival because it doesn't bleed or merge with the blender pen when you use it. So I'm just going to open these up and I'll show you how I use my blender pen. For once you'll see that I haven't actually closed my lids. I normally always close my lids and tell people to click them into place so that they don't flap about. But this time I actually want the ink that I've got into the centre. And if you open your ink pad and it doesn't look like that, doesn't have any ink in the centre, then just half close it so it's not quite completely closed, and just squish in the middle. And that, if you just gently squish, will put some ink into your lid. And then that becomes your little watercolour palette, really. And then these are the blender pens. They've got 2 ends, both the same. And I use them literally, you just pick up the ink and you start to colour in your image. And you just do whatever you want with your image and pick up some more ink as it fades out, because it will fade out. The whole point of a blender pen is that it starts to fade and blend the ink. So I just put my green in there, and you can always go back in again and I'll add some more in a minute. And then you've got green on the end of that, and obviously you don't want green on the red or the yellow, so you literally just keep brushing on your grid paper until it disappears, and then it's ready for you to use again. And where the shading is on the stamp, that's pretty much where you want it to be darker. So where these dark lines are here, so that's where I start my blender pen, coming to lighter and then darker again at the side. And that just, you know, the stamp tells you where it needs to be darker and then lighter in the middle. And that's why I like stamping, because I don't have to worry about all that clever stuff, because Stampin' Up have done it for me. I just have to follow along. Like that. And again, just rub it off when you're finished and go back in to the yellow. There we go. And then add your yellow in. And there you go. So it's very simple, and that didn't take long at all. And then I'd just do, you know, a bit of brown or whatever, and then do the trees. So that is how quick and easy colouring with a blender pen is. So I hope that's given you a quick tip on how to use your blender pen. So that's my quick tip video today, just a really fast rundown of some quite simple cards, which this one takes a little bit longer obviously because you're colouring in more, but these two really wouldn't take you very long at all. You could definitely do these as a block Christmas card make session and really get some nice handmade cards off to people this year. So all you really need there is the Christmas Magic stamp set, some gold glitter, glimmer paper, some gold foil if you want to. I've actually only used a few little pieces of this Christmas designer series paper, and just really some garden green and some cherry cobbler. So thanks for watching my quick tip video today. I'll be along again next month with some more quick tips, techniques, probably doing some more stamping. I have a stamper stack coming up in November, so we'll probably be touching on that a little bit. And also looking at some of the other things that are in the amazing Christmas catalogue. You can purchase all the products that you've seen here today. Just click on the link and pop over to my blog and you'll see all the stuff there. And if you ever want to come and craft with me, I do online classes, and I also do classes in the Ashvale Farnborough area it's on the Surrey and Hampshire border. So, you know, if you're ever down my way, I would love to see you. Pop along and let me know you're coming, and that would be great. Otherwise, I will see you online very soon. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.